Now we'll see about events in the ABAP report. ABAP programs are executed based on the different events. The following is the list of events which get triggered while executing a program. First is the load of program. So load of the program is the very first event which gets triggered when we execute the program. This event loads the program into the memory for execution. So all the type declaration which we declare in the program that get executed while the event triggered, that is the load of program. And the syntax for writing this is simply the load -of program. This is not a case sensitive. So you can see here it is my program ZUD_report_events. Just to show the trigger point, I have make a breakpoint. After load of program, I have initialization. So as soon as we execute the program, so very first point where system will stop, so we can see it is a load of program. This is the very first event which gets triggered after executing the program. Then it moves to the initialization block. Generally, we don't do anything in the load of program, but for knowledge, we should know when it is get triggered. Initialization. This event get triggered after the load of program, and this is generally used to set the default values on the screen, or you can say the default values of the variables in the program. This block is executed after system done the processing of the selection screen, but before displaying the screen to the user. What this meaning? In the program, we have designed a selection screen. So after the load of program, first system scan all the selection string code, but before displaying this to the user, this block get executed, and usually it is used for setting up the default value. Suppose for the date, we want to set by default some date, last 1 year. So we can make use of this block. So let me comment the breakpoint here. So what is this meaning? If you see here in the initialization block for this A date, I want to append by default the row value is -365 days from the today's date, and in the high value I want to pass the today's date. So this is the way how to pass a default value to a particular field. As this is a select option, so in the select option we have to pass that is I, that is include, and if you are giving the range that is from and to, then we have to use BT, that is known as the between, and the low value is the from value and the to value. Okay, just execute. So you can see by default this is the today's date, and if you add the -365, it will come to 30th August of 2019. So in this way, the initialization block is used to set up the default values on the screen. After that, we can see there is an event called add selection screen output. This event acts as a PBO, that is called as the process before output. This event is used to manipulate the data dynamically on the screen, and this is executed every time before displaying the screen in the output. So if you see here, for this event I have written some code at selection screen output. What I am doing here, based on the radio button which is selected, I am setting some default value. So every time if we perform any operations on the selection screen, or if you trigger any user command, this block get executed, and inside this block we can write our logic. Okay, so what I have done here, if you executes, so based on the radio button I have done some changes on the selection field. If I press the work order, as soon as I press the work order, you can see the default value here, and it is gray out. Means user cannot type the value here because it is automatically set by the system. If I press the service order, then again system has set some default document type and it is gray out. But if I select all, then the field is enabled. Okay, go back, have a look again at the same event, that is add selection screen output. So if my ready button all is selected, clear this, that is the document type, and don't do anything. But if the work order is selected, so I am passing the default value as XSWO, and same for the work service order, I am passing ZLOC. And by making a loop at the screen, I am just making as input equal to 0 or active equal to 0. When we say input equal to 0, that field is gray out, not ready for input, it is only display field. But when we make this as active equal to 0, that will be disabled from the screen. Again, have a look at here what is meant by input 0 and active 0. So by default we can see here the created by is there and the purchasing document type is there. If I select this, then here on this I make the purchasing document type as input equal to 0. This means that we can see that field on the screen. But the second field before this, that was created by, that I have made as active equal to 0. So that field is not on the screen. Again, if I press all, so you can see that field is appearing here. Okay, so in this way we can use the event, that is the add selection screen output. Add selection screen on field, this is generally used for the validation of the input value. Suppose you want to check whether the data which is entered on the screen, that is valid or not. In that case we can make use of this event, that is add selection screen on, and here we have to give the field name, and after this we have to write our code logic. There is one more event that is called the add selection screen on value request. So this event is used whenever user press the F4 button or click on the search help, this event gets triggered, and we can write our logic inside this block. This is mostly used to provide the F4 help in a customized way. So if you see here, for this, for my field, that is the ER_num, that is created by, what I have done here add selection screen on value request for that field. Though means that is from field. I have made an internal table, and I am showing that internal table values to the user to this function module, that is F4add underscore int underscore table. So inside this event we can make our logic. So I am displaying the internal table value, and the values will be developer 1, the technical, and the functional in the user ID that is created by. If you execute, as soon as I press F4 or I click on this icon, so I can see value from that logic here. Through this we can pass the value to the selection field. So this is called as the add selection screen on value request. Next is, that is the help request. If you press the F1 button on a particular field, if you have any customized documentation, that will get displayed. If you not added this event in your program, then the standard documentation for that field is get displayed when you press the F1. Suppose here I want to see the help value for the item number. So if I press F1 here, so the system will show the documentation for that field, like the item number of the purchasing document. This is the standard document which is appear because I have not written the logic for this event. If you have written custom logic, then that will get displayed. Then there is or even called add selection screen. The add selection screen event is used if you want to do the data validation before the execution of the program. Suppose here I want to validate whether my entered user ID is valid or not. So that we can write inside this block, that is the add selection screen. Here I simply check if it is not entered, then give the message, but you can even trigger the error message here, or we can validate this value through the database table whether the entered user is existing in the database or not. So if you see here, I have given the message enter the created by. So as soon as if it is blank in, and if I execute, so you can see the message enter the created by. So when we press the enter or click execute, that event gets triggered and all the validation can perform. This is called the add selection screen event. Start of selection, like after all the base validations and the dynamic changes, we can use the start of selection and the end of selection. The start of selection is used just to begin the writing of the business logic. As we have created 2 programs so far, so we have written our logic inside the block, that is the start of selection and the end of selection. So we can see here, inside the start of selection and the end of selection, we have written our business logic. So between these we can write our logic, and the top of page and the end of page. If you want to display the heading and the footer value for your program, then we can make use of top of page and the end of page event. So I have one more program on that. Let me show that program. I think I have that code inside that block. So here you can see the report heading in the top of page block, and this is the end of page. So this I have written using the event that is called as top of page and end of page. So on every page we can see this type of heading, and also in the end of page. So like this we can make use of top of page and end of page event. For using the end of page event, it is mandatory to mention the line count at the top of the program. If you're not mentioning the line count at the top of the page, that event doesn't get triggered. Okay, so like this way we have to add the event that is called the top of page and the end of page. So this is all about the events in the web reports. This section was more about theoretical, but in all the future program, at least one of the event we will be using in every program. So that's why it is very important to understand what are the different events available and what is different between the different kind of events and when to use that events. So in this way we done with the session that is ABAP reports events.